Right now, as you hear these words, something extraordinary is happening inside your skull. Billions of neurons are firing in perfect synchrony, creating the single most mysterious thing in the known universe. Your awareness. You can feel. You can think. You can wonder why you exist. But here's the terrifying question science still can't answer. What is this experience? What is consciousness, and why does it exist at all? In 1995, philosopher David Chalmers posed what he called the hard problem of consciousness. The easy problems, relatively speaking, are explaining how the brain processes information, how we react to stimuli, how we form memories. Those are engineering questions. But the hard problem is different. It asks, why does any of this processing come with an inner experience? Why does seeing the color red feel like something? A camera can detect red light, but it doesn't experience redness. Your brain somehow does. And no one can explain why. We can map every neuron, trace every signal, build a complete wiring diagram of the human brain, and we'd still have no idea why it feels like something to be you. So if consciousness is real, where does it live? For centuries, scientists assumed it must be somewhere specific, a consciousness center in the brain. But the more we look, the less we find. Damage to the prefrontal cortex changes your personality. Damage to the occipital lobe takes away your vision. Damage to the hippocampus erases your ability to form new memories. But no single region, when destroyed, makes consciousness disappear entirely. People have lost massive portions of their brains and remained aware. Some children are born with almost no cerebral cortex at all, and they're still conscious. They laugh, they respond, they experience. This suggests consciousness isn't located in one place. It might be something the entire brain does together, an emergent property like how wetness emerges from water molecules that aren't individually wet. Scientists have proposed several competing theories, and none of them fully work. Integrated Information Theory, or IIT, suggests consciousness is a fundamental property of any system that integrates information in a specific way. Under this theory, even a thermostat might have a tiny flicker of experience. Global Workspace theory takes a different approach. It says, consciousness is like a spotlight in a dark theater. Most brain processing happens unconsciously in the dark, but when information becomes important enough, it gets broadcast to a global workspace where all brain regions can access it. That broadcast is your conscious experience. Then, there's the most controversial idea, panpsychism. The notion that consciousness isn't something brains create. It's a fundamental feature of the universe itself. Every particle, every atom, every system has some microscopic form of experience. Your brain doesn't generate consciousness, it concentrates it. This matters more than ever because of artificial intelligence. If we don't know what consciousness is, how will we know if we create it? Today's AI systems can write poetry, solve problems, hold conversations, but do they experience anything? Is there something it's like to be ChatGPT? Most scientists say no. Current AI is processing without experience, like a very sophisticated camera detecting red without seeing redness. But the honest answer is, we don't know. We can't even prove other humans are conscious. You simply trust that other people have inner experiences because they're similar to you. This is called the problem of other minds, and it's been unsolved for centuries. Consciousness might be the last great frontier of science. We've split the atom, we've decoded DNA, we've photographed black holes, but we still cannot explain the one thing each of us knows more intimately than anything else, what it feels like to exist. Some researchers believe we'll crack it within decades. Others think it might be fundamentally beyond the reach of science, that consciousness is the one thing that cannot study itself. Either way, the fact that the universe created something capable of wondering about its own existence is perhaps the most extraordinary thing that has ever happened. So the next time someone asks you what consciousness is, the honest answer is, nobody knows, not yet. And that might be the most fascinating thing about being alive. If this blew your mind, subscribe to THEORETIKA. We break down the biggest questions in science every week.